What I'd like to do is show you pivotGrid, which is a method of taking data that you would normally input and normally display in a grid and change the orientation of that data so that it's pivoted or shown as a crosstab grid. And just to illustrate, let's take a look at this entry system where we've got a person coming into a suite in a room on a particular day, and with a current status being applied to that room that could be needs housekeeping or is occupied or is available, something like that. We've got a number of records in here, and normally we would look at this information in a grid. It would look something like this, but to get a better view of this data, or more useful view as a snapshot of what's actually going on, we could take this data and we can pivot that data so that now we have columns of dates, and for each one of the dates we can see exactly what's going on for any of the rooms that we have. The interesting thing here is that we can also apply conditional styles to this information so that the status of the room can be applied so that green just means the room is available, red means that it's occupied, yellow means it needs housekeeping, and black means it needs maintenance. So really fascinating stuff as far as bringing more information into just a normal display of data. So that's good. And normal JavaScript events can also be applied to each one of the cells as well, so that if we click on this particular person for this particular day, we can, since we know which day, who it is, which suite they're in, and which room they're in, we can reach into the database and grab the IDs and the record for this particular reservation, and we can change information in here as well, so that if we wanted to change the person's name, submit that, close it up, the information will flow through back into the pivoted data. And if we wanted to change date, for example, do another day and close that, then as you can see, the data flows through and everything's updated and refreshed. It looks really good. And this also involves the use of session variables, which actually filter the dates that we're looking at as well, because you don't want to see everything normally in a reservation system, or when you're dealing with financial data, you don't want to see all the years. You want to filter it out for a year, or for a quarter, or by quarter. All this stuff is run through a normal grid and a normal A5W page, but the grid is based on stored procedures, and the rule when you base a grid on stored procedures is that you need to supply a lot of the information that Alpha normally supplies automatically, such as a count of the number of records coming in and paging information, that sort of thing. We do that through the use of stored procedures. So pivotGrid comes with 4 stored procedures. One is a basic building block for the query, so that you can work with the grid, so that you can work with the grid and build JavaScript events on particular columns if you want to. Then we've got a count stored procedure, which the grid needs because it needs to know how many records are actually coming in. And then reservation dates goes and gets the information that we need for our columns, and this is something that pivotGrid uses, not a normal grid that uses stored procedures. This is something extra. And then we have the main stored procedure, which gets all the data and pivots it depending on what you're looking for. As well, the A5W page actually goes ahead and creates all the columns dynamically, which is a really interesting process. And I think that's about it for pivotGrid. It comes kind of in 2 flavors. One which would just give you pivoted data, and then a further enhanced version which gives you the ability to to use conditional styles and editing as well for that data. And that's about it. Thanks for having a look.